Have you considered living in East Alabama? Everyone is wanting to move to Alabama because of the regulations that are going on over there, and everything is a lot cheaper. So here's this list of pros and cons for living in East Alabama. Number one, I've already said it, everything is cheaper. You can buy the exact same house, but not in Georgia, and buy it in Alabama and save a ton of money, like $100,000 kind of money. Like, it's significantly cheaper over there. Say what? So why would you not want to live just a few miles away and get a lot more bang for your buck? It's the same with land. Land is a lot cheaper there, so that makes it a lot more affordable. Plus, you can get that acreage that you want and a house, wrap all that up in a nice pretty package for the same price that you would just have a house on a little bitty acre in Georgia. Kind of a no-brainer there. On that same thing, the land requirements are not nearly as strict. So in Georgia, they are very picky about what kind of mobile home you can have, how many acres you are required for a mobile home. To build a home on, they're very picky about that. They won't let you subdivide land a lot. In Alabama, they are not worried about that. They are significantly less restrictive than they are, and that makes housing a lot more affordable for everyone. So you'll see a lot of people moving over to Ranburne and to East Alabama just for this, because it's so much easier. Everything is cheaper, like the taxes, water, everything. So you just save a lot more money when you're living in Alabama. Next, it's a friendly town, so it's very small. So this is gonna be a positive or a negative, because everybody's gonna know your business because it is so small, but they're also gonna jump in to help. So whenever you get sick, people know about it, and they're gonna jump in and bring you a casserole and try to ask if they can help out with the kids. Everybody's gonna be waving at you when you're going down the street, so don't go out the house looking like a zombie, because they're gonna notice. But it's just that small town vibe where everybody knows you, and it just gives you that sense of community that people love to have. On top of that, there is no hustle and bustle. It's very laid back. In Ranburne, there's not even a single red light. So you don't have to worry about getting stuck in rush hour traffic and sitting at the red light that won't turn green. Now, you may have to sit behind a tractor that's going slow and want to pass them, but you're not gonna have to worry about the actual traffic of rush hour and work and stuff like that. If you're wanting to kind of get back and relax and have more of that country life, then Ranburne is where you need to be. The East Alabama area is really close. Oh, scratch that. In Heflin, though, they do have red lights, but it's still significantly less crowded and less traffic than a lot of the Georgia counterparts. So it's a win-win. Also, East Alabama is home to Lake Wedowee. So you're really close to the lake, even if you choose Heflin or Ranburne. Lake Wedowee is a great place. I know, because I basically grew up on Lake Wedowee, and I loved it. It was so awesome. Memorial Day, Labor Day, the 4th of July, during the summer, even on the wintertime, I loved living on the lake. And the lake is so huge, but you can go and enjoy and do different things. We've got rope swings, we've got people boating, we've got people wakeboarding. I learned to wakeboard there. It was awesome. Like, it's just a great place, and it's a great getaway. So even if you do live in one of the surrounding areas, you can easily go there for a weekend or a day and have fun and camp, enjoy life there. We get a lot of people from Georgia that are buying lake houses on Lake Wedowee just to get away. So it's just a really good spot. This next one, I have it as a negative, but I'm going to explain why. So the school system. So if you look at Alabama school systems, none of the East Alabama schools rank as far as a top 20, 30, whatever. However, I will say, I personally went to Ranburne High School, and it was an excellent school system. I was very prepared for college. I was very challenged in my courses. So I'm going to kind of debate that one just a little bit, because I personally thought Ranburne was a great school. And we have a really good athletic program. We have sent several of our students on to play college ball, and even a couple that went on to the major leagues. So it's a really well-rounded school system that you get for your kids. And I'm telling you, people are fighting to get into Ranburne's school system. Now, one of the negatives about that I will say is, with it being such a small school, you miss out on some of the experiences you get in the bigger schools. So some of your bigger schools get to go on these really cool trips to, Paris, study abroad, and do some of these things. And you do miss out on some of that being a smaller school, but I think the education and the other things you get outweigh that. Next would be internet. So this is definitely a negative. You do have one choice provider in Ranburne, but it's not covered everywhere, and it can be really spotty and kind of up in the air. So if you have a work from home job, this can really limit you because it can be difficult to find really fast, reliable internet. Also, cell phone service. Now, when I went to school there, all that you could get were Southern Link. That was the only thing that picked up in Ranburne. No other cell phones picked up there. Now, other cell phones definitely pick up, but you do still have a lot of dead spots. So keep that in mind if cell phones and internet usage is a really big deal to you. Also, with you being out in the country, you are really far away from everything. If you get home and you're making lasagna and you forgot the meat, you're out of luck unless Dollar General sells it. And I don't think Dollar General sells meat. So you're out of luck. You got to hike it all the way back to a grocery store because there's not a grocery store in Ranburne. There's no fast food there. Like, there's not a lot of conveniences. You've got to do that big shopping trip, bring everything home for the week, and then kind of get settled in. Now, you can live right on the edge where you're going into Georgia, and it does get a little bit more convenient, but if you live on the back end of it, it can take you a while to get to jobs that are in Georgia or to some of those conveniences. And then the final thing would be the weather. So anybody that's not from this area, I always talk about the weather. It is super hot in the summer. Like, ponytail, shorts and a dress. I'm not trying to be all cute and have all this because I just sweat. Like, I look outside and start sweating. It is so hot. But in the winter months, it makes up for it because it doesn't get quite as cold as it does other places. You also have to watch out for allergy season because during allergy season, it gets bad. Like, pollen is everywhere. It comes in sheets of yellow, just blowing by. You got to go to the drugstore, get your Sudafed, reassure them you're not making drugs because you're getting so much Sudafed. It's just bad. Like, you use a lot. So you just kind of have to be careful for that. Some people aren't allergic to pollen, some are, but that's just kind of something to weigh out. Check out this other video on your neighbors in the West Georgia area. As always, I'm your unicorn real estate agent, turning your home dreams into reality.